Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's happening? So I want to talk about the only way I believe Manny Pacquiao can beat Errol the True Spence Jr. Now we know in boxing, man, this is a gladiator sport. It comes down to the mental, the physical, all of your ability, all of your tools and skills, your heart. Everything is factored in when you're talking about the sport of boxing. Matchups, styles. Of course, the old adage, styles make fights. To this day, that's probably the most truest saying in boxing. Time after time in big fights, in all fights, you see the saying, styles make fights, prove itself to be true time after time after time. You know, but everything you have to factor in when it comes to predicting fights, when it comes to analyzing fighters, breaking down fights, you have to factor in everything. You know, and you guys all know that I have Errol the True Spence Jr. defeating Manny Pacquiao. And I broke that down in multiple videos. And we'll continue to break this fight down during the lead up and as we get closer to August 21st. This is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing right now. You got a legend, an icon in Manny Pacquiao, global star, mega star. You got Errol the True Spence Jr., who is a star in the sport of boxing, has a very solid and active and supporting fan base that is only growing. Errol Spence Jr. is in his prime right now, you know, and he's working on his legacy and cementing himself in the game. And this fight means so much for Errol the True Spence Jr. For Manny Pacquiao, to be honest with you, it's something that he can hang his hat on, like beating a young undefeated champion like Errol Spence Jr. the way he did Keith Thurman. It's definitely something to hang his hat on. Definitely another notch on his belt. But this is a big payday. You know what I'm saying, for Manny Pacquiao. That's really what it is. It's a challenge for him and it's a check for him. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't necessarily say it's a legacy fight for Manny Pacquiao. In a way, it is, because if he beats Errol Spence, this just makes his legend that much greater. But there's not no make it or break it fight for Manny Pacquiao. If he win, then that just puts him on an even higher level. If he loses, he's still Manny Pacquiao. You know, so at the end of the day, this is a huge opportunity for Manny Pacquiao to just make another big check. You know, go back to the Philippines, you know, do his whole political campaign, and, you know, he's a philanthropist as well, so he can give back to the people. This is what this is for Manny Pacquiao, but it's also a great challenge for him. You know, so in that regard, it means a lot. For Errol the True Spence Jr., you know what I'm saying, this fight right here changes everything. This fight makes Errol the True Spence Jr. a megastar. This fight makes Errol Spence a household name. We talking about the biggest name in the sport of boxing. If he defeats Manny Pacquiao, and if he defeats him in the fashion that I believe he does, this makes Errol Spence Jr. the biggest name in the sport of boxing. Period. One of the best resumes as well. But I want to break down, you know, how Manny Pacquiao can beat Errol Spence. And really the only way that I believe that he can beat Errol Spence. I said in the first breakdown, I made a video called Why I Think Errol Spence Jr. Beats Terrence Crawford. And in that video, one of the main things I said towards the end was, in order to beat Errol Spence, you're going to have to hurt him. You have to hurt Errol Spence. That's the only way. You have to hurt him. If you cannot hurt Errol Spence, you cannot beat Errol Spence. And when I say hurt him, I mean you gotta hurt him to the point, not just buzz him a little bit, not just stun him. That'll help because he may respect you. But you have to hurt Errol Spence to the point to where it breaks his confidence. And I don't even know if that's possible. But you have to hurt him to the point to where he loses confidence in himself. He doesn't believe that he can win the fight. He doesn't believe that he can recover from being hurt. You have to hurt him to the point to where it makes him have to take rounds off, where it slows his work rate down, where it makes him reluctant to exchange or come forward or box his fight, sticking to his game plan. You have to be able to take Errol Spence out of his game plan. The only way that you can do that, in my opinion, is by hurting him, because he's too strong of a fighter mentally. He has too much heart, and he's physically strong. Manny Pacquiao is going to have to hurt Errol Spence. That's why I said in the first 5 or 6 rounds is going to be most important for Manny Pacquiao, because he's going to start out fast. That's his only option. Errol Spence is going to start out fast as well. Errol Spence can kind of take a couple of rounds to download data, engage Manny, because Errol is a fighter that can adjust and adapt, and he's going to have to do that in this fight with Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao's speed, the angles, the footwork is something that Errol Spence never seen. Now, Sean Porter definitely had speed, angles, and footwork as well. He did a great job of, moving and making it a little bit awkward, bouncing in, bouncing out, showing the speed, mixing up the brawling and the boxing with Errol Spence. And Errol Spence, he adjusted, he adapted, But in this fight, it's going to be a little bit different, because Manny Pacquiao is just on another level from Sean Porter. Even though right now, at Sean Porter's age and at Manny Pacquiao's age, if they were to fight, I like Sean Porter's chances. But still, this is Manny Pacquiao, and his style is so unique, and it's definitely going to be different from anything that Errol Spence has seen. So it's going to take him a few rounds to adjust and adapt to that. He's going to have to try to get used to that and get Manny's rhythm down. So the first few rounds, the first 5 or 6 rounds for Manny Pacquiao is going to be pivotal. And in those first 5 or 6 rounds, he's going to be very active. He's going to be very fast. He's going to show angles, and he's going to throw more punches in those first 5 or 6 rounds than he's going to do in the entire fight. And that is his opportunity to hurt Errol Spence. That's going to be his chance. While Errol Spence is trying to gauge him and trying to, establish the distance with the jab and, his ring IQ and his ability to control distance, while he's trying to measure that, Manny Pacquiao is going to have to be doing his damnedest to land big shots on Errol Spence and to try to hurt Errol Spence. That's going to be his only way to deter Errol Spence or make him alter his game plan. Make Errol do something that he don't want to do. Because I'm telling y'all, if Manny Pacquiao can't hurt Errol Spence, it's over for him. It's over for him, because Errol is going to come forward with the jab, steadfast, and apply unlimited pressure. And Manny Pacquiao ain't going to be able to survive 12 rounds throughout that type of onslaught and that work rate, because he's going to get tired around 7 in the 8th round. And Errol Spence is going to be getting stronger and stronger and stronger, applying more pressure and more pressure and more pressure. And his power is not necessarily one-punch knockout power, though we've seen him knock out Leonard Bundu with one shot. We've seen him put Chris Algieri down with one big shot. The ref actually came in. He wasn't just out of there, but he was hurt bad. We've seen him hurt guys with one shot, but Errol Spence has an accumulative punch output when it comes to like the damage and the power. He breaks you down over the course of rounds. It's a cumulative damage. I saw an interview with Chris Van Heerden where Chris Van Heerden was saying, he compared Boots Ennis to Errol Spence when it came to the power. He said Boots hit harder, but the damage that Errol Spence does is accumulative because every punch is strong and it's thudding shots and it breaks you down over the course of the fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, he don't just load up on one shot here and there. Like every punch is consistently hard. And over the course of rounds, it's going to be hard. It's tough for your body to take that type of damage. Especially if you're a fighter that's opening up and not just trying to survive all 12 rounds, which Manny Pacquiao is not going to do because he can't afford to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because Manny Pacquiao is not, he's not a master class boxer. He can fight off of the back foot depending on who's in front of him. But you don't normally see Manny Pacquiao fight off of the back foot. He's not a master class boxer like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he was a Floyd Mayweather or something, it's different. He don't necessarily have to hurt Errol Spence. He just need to be able to be a master class boxer and simply outclass Errol Spence. You know, control the distance, control the range. You know, be faster, be quicker, be a better counterpuncher. You know what I'm saying? Not allow Errol Spence to cut the ring off. Manny Pacquiao is going to be coming forward. He's going to be aggressive. He's not going to be boxing off of the back foot trying to outbox Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know another fighter that's out there in or around Errol Spence weight class that can like outbox him without actually hurting him. You know what I'm saying? Because Errol cuts the ring off so well. So again, you gotta hurt Errol Spence in order to beat him. Manny Pacquiao gonna have to hurt Errol Spence in order to beat him, and his only chances to hurt him really is gonna be in those first 5 or 6 rounds. Because after that, if he don't hurt Errol Spence, he gonna get pressured and he gonna get bullied and mauled and he gonna get stopped. And people saying, well, Errol Spence, he didn't stop Danny Garcia, he didn't stop Mikey Garcia, he didn't stop Sean Porter. None of those guys have been stopped before. Manny Pacquiao has been knocked out 3 times. Also, styles make fights. I told you, Manny Pacquiao is going to be extremely aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And he going to gas late in the fight. You dig what I'm saying? He going to gas. And it's not going to be, it could be one punch, but I don't think it's going to be one punch. I think either the ref going to stop it or Manny Pacquiao's corner is going to stop it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be accumulative. It's going to be, this is how the shit going to look. It's going to look like if, and all of this is hypothetical, if Manny Pacquiao cannot hurt Errol Spence. It's going to look like round 8, 9, or 10, or 11, Manny Pacquiao is just taking a beating. Like Earl hitting him on the shoulder, on the neck, on the head, his kidneys, his liver. He hitting them everywhere. Manny Pacquiao gonna be balled up in the corner or on a rope somewhere, getting pounded on, getting a bloody beat down, and somebody gonna have to stop it. I don't think Manny gonna quit. Somebody gonna have to either throw the towel in or the ref gonna have to say, nah, bruh, he taking too much. This man 42, 43 years old. He don't need to be going through this. That's what's gonna happen if Manny Pacquiao can't hurt Errol Spence. Now, Manny Pacquiao can hurt Earl, and if he can do it early, he can change the whole fight. Because then Earl won't be coming forward like he normally does. He gonna be a little bit hesitant. You know what I'm saying? He probably gonna try to outbox Manny Pacquiao, which is the wrong thing for Earl. Trying to box Manny Pacquiao off the back foot while Manny coming forward. That's where Manny wants you. If Manny can put Earl in that position, if he hurt Earl early and make Earl go backwards, even though Earl can fight backwards, but not against Manny Pacquiao, that's not what you want. But if Manny can put Earl in that position, he can win. He can win the fight. He can win a unanimous decision. But that's his only, if he cannot hurt Errol Spence, it's over for him. And I've been telling y'all that. Anybody that's fighting Errol Spence, you're not going to outbox him. You gonna have to hurt him. Period. His work rate is gonna make it damn near impossible to win a decision because he got the jab in your face all night, coming forward. He's landing shots. He's doing most of the work. He's wearing you down. You're not gonna win a decision unless you knock him down or you hurt him real bad and just change up his whole shit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to hurt him. You're gonna have to stop him. That's just how it's gonna go, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. If Manny Pacquiao is to win this fight, how do you see Manny Pacquiao winning this fight? You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender regime, boxing, I'll holler at y'all boys, man.